Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Las Vegas Casino podcast. Another bit of news when it comes to the Las Vegas world, this time having to do with something that I'm pretty excited about, only because it reaffirms what I've been thinking was happening these past couple of years. I've only started going to Vegas and especially staying at the hotels and staying for the gambling and the shows just about maybe 3 years or so ago, so I'm pretty new still to this world. But in that short time period, I've noticed that there's been a focus placed on the shows, the Las Vegas shows, rather than the gambling itself. And this article that I found on a website that I love going to, Fool.com, which is from the Motley Fool, it's a finance website that is pretty good. I mean, check it out when you have a chance. They talk about a whole gamut of things when it comes to the world of finance, not just anything involving Wall Street, but anything and everything having to do with business. They talk about the idea that Vegas is slowly but surely shifting to the model that obviously everyone goes there to gamble, but with regards to the millennials, i.e., me, you, and everyone else, as I talked about in another video, we are the hardest thing to grasp right now when it comes to future slot players. And the way that Vegas is trying to draw more tourists in is, and keeping them, and they're finding success from this, is incorporating a huge amount or a larger amount of their focus on shows. And then that way, whenever you go to Vegas, it's about making the whole experience a success. Not just the gambling, but everything else. From the gambling to the restaurants to the shows to maybe some of the other touristy stuff that people do in Vegas. The idea is the gambling is what draws people in, but it's everything else that I just mentioned that keeps people there. And I found this to be a very successful approach because, to me, anything involving the slot machines, they can get old pretty quick, especially if, let's say, one is not doing too well. So the idea is, okay, if you're not doing too well that day in the slot machines, or let's say on the trip overall, but you don't want to be left with a bad experience, then Vegas tries to make up for it by focusing on great shows. And then that way, whenever your next vacation is coming around, you can say to yourself, you know what, I may not have done so well in the slots, but anything as far as the entertainment, it was great. So I'm going to go ahead and go again. That's what Vegas is focusing on, and I'm glad because it is absolutely true. I'm definitely going now to Vegas, probably half and half for the shows and then half for the gambling. Not really so much for the restaurants, only because I always eat like the fast food type restaurants there. I don't really stay for the fancy dinners or anything like that. To me, it's just grab something quick to eat and then leave. But as far as the shows, they are phenomenal. And the proof of this comes from the fact that obviously Vegas is spending big money on shows like Britney Spears' shows, Celine Dion when she plays later on, Elton John has his show there, and then they're drawing new talent such as Jennifer Lopez, who's going to have a recurring show now, and then also Mariah Carey, who's going to have another show. A couple of years ago, none of those names would have been there on a consistent basis. Sure, they would have been there like every now and then, where it's like a one-time appearance or maybe a week-long appearance. But now those names are being placed on a like a semi-permanent status, where they get contracted almost to work for a certain length of months, couple of rest of months, and then again another months of working. And then of course all the other shows, like anything involving those circus shows, Circus Soleil shows, the magic shows, the comedy shows like I love going to, and then any of the other shows involving music and music tributes. Those are all being focused on right now in Vegas because, again, the whole idea is to try to keep people there and attract them and keep them coming for future visits. And it's very smart for Vegas to do this because another hidden factor is that everywhere else across America, more and more casinos are opening up in new states. In fact, I read an article that right now only 10 states, including mine in Texas, only 10 states out of the whole U.S. do not have laws that allow casinos. So gambling can basically be gotten anywhere. So the idea now is for Vegas to not focus too much on the gambling, still keep it as an important factor, but try to come up with another competitive advantage to keep people going to Vegas. And in this case, they absolutely rule everything when it comes to the shows. No other place comes even close to the great shows that Vegas has. That's why I keep going to them on a yearly basis several times a year because I still haven't run out of new shows to go watch and to go visit, so it is phenomenal. Check out the link when you have a chance. It's a great a nice written article when it comes to the idea that I just mentioned about shows in Vegas and why the casino companies want more and more of them. And I'm glad that they're doing this. Again, it costs them money, but at the end of the day, if they keep and retain customers, then the money will speak for itself. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.